students. How's everybody doing today? Your piano teacher, Tim, here. Once again, doing pretty well at warm and sunny 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time rather than 8 o'clock. So I'm just going to make sure things are working here before we really begin. If it's your first time here, feel free to say hello in the chat. Would always love to hear from new and returning students. Can't talk today, apparently. That might run us into some trouble. We got Scott Alexander here. Welcome, Scott. Hello. And we got Nightbot. Welcome out, bros. All right. Okay, so it looks like that's working pretty well. Okay. Okay. All right, hello everybody. We got the bird back once again and some others. Welcome out. All right, we're going to get started here. Today it's my process of learning a piano piece. So let me get the Facebook stream started here. It should take less than a minute or so. So in the meantime, feel free to chime in the chat, and I love to, communicate with you today. All right, so just give me less than a second or so. Less than a minute, sorry. Okay. Hey now, hello students. Welcome out to our live stream to piano lessons on the web. And if you're watching here on Facebook and it's your first time, make sure you like our page on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. You have all notifications turned on because we have new lessons coming out all the time. And you don't want to miss a beat. If you're interested in attending our live stream on a regular basis, we stream 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday and Sunday. Okay, let me get things started here. We're going to do like an intro, and then we're going to jump right into it, and then I'll say hello to more people in the chat. Beloved Powdus has noticed me, senpai. I noticed you. Okay, so here we go. Let me think for a second. Your piano teacher, Tim, here, and today I'm going to give you my method of learning a new piece, which I'm sure that you can get some good ideas from. All right, just hold on. Got a little bit of allergies today. Hello students, your piano teacher Tim here, and today I'm going to share with you my method for learning a new piano piece. This is going to be really useful for those who are just starting out, or if you just kind of need to know how I do things. So let's get started. Let me show you the first tip I have for you. Okay, wait, that's not it. Here we go. All right, just give me a second. All right, first I'm going to talk about what I do on the first day of looking at a piece. Okay, let me get my music example here out for everybody. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so day number one, I'm going to be looking at the piece almost as if I'm doing, actually exactly as if I'm doing a sight reading example. So I'm looking for the following items. What happened to the pen option? Hold on. There's no pen option? Why is there no pen option? Sorry. I'm just wondering why I can't draw with the pen. It's not giving me a good reason. All right, hold on a second. Sorry about this. won't do it there either. Damn. Sorry about the glitch here. I don't know what's happening. Things are not working as they should. Let me try this. Just hold on. No. Weird. Okay. Well, I'll just have to edit it in. Not a problem. Okay, so some of the first things I'm going to be looking out for are, say, the key signature, which obviously are the sharps or flats in the beginning of a piece telling you what notes are sharp to flat throughout. I'm also looking for maybe some wacky things like this ornamentation here, this inverted mordant. I might look up how to play that or just kind of go over those measures by themselves, looking out for maybe this grace note here in this measure and then some more ornaments there. I'm also looking for any accidentals. An accidental is a note in the middle of the piece that is not part of the key signature. You want to be especially on the lookout for those. So you want to do just a cursory analysis of what you're going to be playing, maybe even the chords that you're going to be playing, because that's just going to give you more information to go on. And it's just going to make things a lot easier when you're first starting rather than just going into it blind. All right, on to the next topic. Okay, everybody, just give me a sec. All right. All right, what I do next is I start playing through the beginning of the piece here. And I'm going to do it maybe even line by line. I might even do it hands separate if I need to. I've been playing piano for a while. I can jump into it hands together. You might have to do it hands separate. So I just start really just to get a feel for this like first line here. I might not do the fancy ornaments or anything. See if I can get beginning to end. And then if that worked out pretty well, if it didn't work out well, I'd play it again. But since it worked out, I'm going to go on to line 2. And then see how that goes, and then go on to line 3 and so forth. Now, what I kind of recommend, especially if you're in the beginner stages, I mean, get as far as you can on a piece, but I would do it section by section. So you can see distinctly here in this minuet that there's distinctly a section 1 and a distinct section 2 there on the 4th line. So I would section them off, maybe do the first section one day, the next section the next day, and then when you get through, like, say, all 3 lines in that first section, then you want to go over them again and polish them up again. Because if you start from the beginning and you try to work through the whole piece all at once, it's just going to be a little bit harder to manage. You'll be able to do it. There's not really necessarily a huge problem with it, but you want to do it kind of one section at a time. That will just help you get one section really good one day, and then move on to the next section the next day. Speaking of which, all right, hold on. Speaking of which, as you practice this each day, consecutive day, you're adding on what you practiced before. So if I'm playing the second section, on day 2, I'm also going to go back and play through on section number 1. Okay. Let me check my notes here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, I also want to mention that as I'm going through this, I'm marking down any problem areas I may have. So say here on the 3rd line, I always make a mistake there on the 3rd measure. I'm going to actually make a little star or some way to mark down that measure. And I'm going to go through that measure on its own to clean up the notes. But then after I get that done, I'm going to go from the measure before it into that measure and into the next measure and then see how I do. Because that's going to help you not only clean up the problem areas, but put them back into context in the context of the piece. And chances are when you're practicing, you're going to have multiple of these problem areas. You want to mark those down, and then as you learn each line, you want to make sure you start your practice session actually from those problem areas. So when you first start out, you're obviously going to learn new material, and then each day as you practice it again, you're actually going to be starting from the problem areas instead. All right, I'm going to check in with the chat really quick, and then we're going to continue here. That is a lot of tabs. I do be working on a lot of pieces. All right, everybody, let me get back to it. If you're liking the lesson so far, make sure to slap a like on it. All right, hold on. Okay. Okay, so day one, I'm going over. Wait, hold on. Sorry, there's a noise outside. So day one, I'm learning new material. Day two, I'm going back and working out the problem areas of that first section. And then I'm working on a whole new, like 3 lines or so, and getting those down, marking down what? Any problem areas. So once you get the first day or 2 down, just repeat that process over and over and over again. All right, just give me a sec. Okay, and then at the end of the day 2, once I can play through the first section we did on day 1, the second section on day 2, and then I recommend going back from the beginning and playing through those 2 sections back to back, and that's going to give you some practice on playing a piece from the beginning to the end. You do want to isolate those problem areas, but you also want to fit them into the larger scale of things so that it fits into the piece really nicely. All right, working our way down here. So what about memorizing a piece? Well, I'll memorize a piece, first of all, if I like it a lot. Second of all, if I want to play it for somebody else away from my studio where I have the music. So if you do decide to memorize a piece, this is how I do it. Okay, first things first is I play the piece with the music in front of me, and I do it 1 line at a time, kind of like how I learned it to begin with. So I'm going to start with that first line, and I'm doing my best not to look at the sheet music at all, but still having the music in front of me. And the reason I start out like that is so I can refer to the music really quick, because it's more likely when I first start out that I'm going to make more mistakes, so it's good to just have it right there. So what I'll do is I'll do 1 line at a time. I'll do line 1, maybe 1 day, or maybe 2 lines in a day, and then I'll go on and maybe do another 2 lines more each day with the music in front of me. Now I'm going to do that until I can get to the end of the piece. So doing 2 lines a day, the first 2 was 1 day, then day 2, day 3. So it should take me about 3 days doing 2 lines at a time to be able to memorize this entire thing. And then what I want to do is, once I have the whole thing memorized with the music in front of me, I'm not looking at the music very much, by the way, I'm using my memory. Then once I feel confident with that, I'll take the music away, and then I'll play it literally from memory. Now I'll keep the music nearby so I can grab it, but I no longer have that crutch that we had at first, having the music in front of me. And that's the way I do it. Another thing I recommend you do is kind of analyze what's going on in your music. Like I mentioned right at the beginning, you want to be looking out for what chords are taking place, what key that you're in, what that means. So learning and brushing up on your theory and kind of mapping out things ahead of time will help you drastically with memorization. All right. All right, if you're finding the lesson helpful so far, what I want you to do is I want you to take that like button and smash that like button, because it lets other students know that this is a quality lesson that they can learn from as well. All right, everybody. Anybody have any questions about what we talked about today? I probably will go a little bit early today because I do have some other things planned for today, but I'll just kind of take a look, say hello to some people at least, and then we're going to get on with the show. Hey, Rich Bryan's here once again. We've got Carl, who's from sunny Minnesota. Nightbot says 5 hours later. Busta Bass says, hoping greater knowledge of the keyboard will make me a better bass player. It probably will. Imagine making it to the stream, says the Black Genie. Open it in Acrobat. Yeah, I probably should have done that. Aaron says, hi, Tim. Thank you for your lessons. Great for me and my son. Well, glad to hear that you and your son are finding them beneficial. Beloved Poda says, thanks for noticing. Can you help me? I have a question. What is the underline thingy? I don't know. Oh, maybe the pedal marking? I'm not sure. Jeremy's back once again. Glad to have all you back with us. We got Barbara, of course. Let's see. The bird is practicing and listening at the same time. Piano's super loud today. Okay. Avi says, hello. Hello, Avi. Glad to have you back with us once again. Iris is also back with us. We got Pablo here once again. So many awesome returning students and new ones as well. Charles, how do I quickly glance at my hands and still keep track of the music, especially while performing in a choir? Ooh. How do I quickly glance at my hands and still keep track of the music? With experience, I think. I think that's just something that, at least for me, has ironed itself out over time. All right. Beloved Pauda is subscribed. That's a great melody, says Pablo. Hello, Rev M. I believe it's your first time here. Glad to have you with us. Check out my music. Listen to Being With You, Electric Moon Pearl. Okay, if anybody wants to check that out, I can't right now. Richard says, yes, how do I practice the bass line alone without it sounding empty? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. Play the bass line alone. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You can obviously play the left-hand bass line by itself to make sure you get it down with the appropriate fingering and everything. That could be helpful. But I'm not sure if I get the whole thing with it. Okay, Rich says, I like the 1 p.m. time slot for Sundays. Well, I'm glad to hear that. It works so much better for me. Now I can, carry on with the rest of my day, get other things done, and edit the video. Actually, being able to edit the video the same day that I record it is the best. All right, everybody, what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm probably going to cash out a little bit early today, but I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer. What I want to do before we go, we're not going quite yet, is I do want to talk about the sale on the website and then some other things going on. Okay, so if you're liking my lessons here on YouTube, you're going to love the courses I have over on my website, because not only do they include instructional videos similar to the ones you're used to, but you're also going to get notes, worksheets, real sheet music to play, and assignments. And this is what makes it so much better, these courses so much better than learning on YouTube, is that on YouTube we tend to, at least on my channel, we learn something and then we kind of move on. This, you're learning something in a video, but then you're also practicing it and mastering each topic as well. So check this out take a look at what else my courses can offer for you. Of course, you're going to learn not just piano, but music theory, improvisation, rhythm, ear training, and of course more. And this is great for beginners, like if you just found out about me, or you have some experience already and you're looking to take your skills to that next level. You can buy courses individually or in course packs. I recommend you get a course pack because it's a much better price. But each course pack is on sale right now until April 4th. And each pack, you can see this one includes 4 courses, intermediate for 9 courses all in one, and then the all course access. So take a look, check those out. Because like I said, if you like what you see over here on the channel, you're definitely going to like my courses. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. So just simple as one email, and then I'll give you a full refund. Okay, the thing I really want to talk about is if you go to the community page on my website, if you're interested in attending on a regular basis, I recommend you fill out this form right here. You'll get an email reminder about 30 minutes or so before we meet. More importantly is the calendar below, where it's what we're talking about and when. So we're going to be meeting again next Friday, where I'm going to be showing you a left-handed training routine. So if you're way better playing with your right hand than your left hand, and you need to catch up your left hand, well, that's the way to do it. Then next Sunday, after that, the 31st, we have the student showcase. I have 1 or 2 submissions. If you want to send me a recording of you playing, send it to tim@lessonsontheweb.com. And then we're meeting after that. You can check out the calendar of what we're doing there. So I just wanted to bring that up so I don't forget. Tim, did you learn Kuja's theme? I did practice it probably a few months ago now, a little bit. But no, I didn't learn it to where I can play it professionally. How can I do improvisation? That's a tricky question. I do have some courses over on my website for that. Let me see if I can grab you a lesson really quick. Yeah, I recommend you check out this lesson I did a long time ago. Check out this lesson. How to... Deck. Oh. Check out that lesson. My online courses. Here's a link to my website if you're interested in picking up those courses. By the way, those courses are a great way not only to just invest in your own music education, but a great way to invest in the channel as well, because the courses and between the courses and YouTube is pretty much the reason we're still able to keep doing this, because obviously it takes time and money to put this together, but just throwing that out there. All right, everybody. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to everybody's question today. Like I said, I'm going to get out of here a little bit early, but okay. 5SOSK says, hello, I recently started playing piano again, but now I have arthritis. Well, I'll see a doctor about that. Sorry to hear that. Great. Taking class in keyboard harmony at the local community college, says Bust to Bass. We'll probably dive into theory next term. Perfect. Annie says, or Anne says, hi, very useful. Anne from Bergen. While Coast Play says, hey, can we send you some sheet music and explain us how to start learning it? I would say no. I mean, obviously, if you're like enrolled through the website, I'll do that. The only reason I'll say no, I would love to help like every question that comes along, but I have to save it for people enroll in the website, only because I'm getting so many questions these days. The channel has been growing really well, which is fantastic. But no, you can't just send me stuff. I wouldn't mind if it was like a specific question about like, I have this measure here. What fingering do I use in this measure? And it takes a couple of seconds to look at your screenshot and be able to tell you. I can do that. But in terms of like, look at this general thing, give me general points on it. I can't do that just for anybody, just because it's a time thing. Uh, Pratusha says, "Why am I always late?" I'm not sure about that. Maybe see a doctor about that. No, just kidding. Let's see. Hello to Julio, and then versus hello, Justina. Thank you very much, Justina. I appreciate that. Beloved says, "Okay, you're really helpful." Any new student stories, Tim? No, not really. I had to get rid of some students recently, which I was really sad about 2 weeks ago. The one kid, his behavior was just so bad. I mean, he would give me the finger all the time and tell me to go F myself. And he like, what it really ended it for me was he like threw a pack of cards at my face. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just not having that anymore. So unfortunately, it was a family of 3 students. I don't think it would have worked out to just drop the one, so I had to drop all 3. And then I dropped a family after that on Tuesday as well, because I kind of wanted to clear out Tuesday. But there were some things they had done in the past that I don't know, I wasn't really happy about, and I was in a bad mood anyway. So I got rid of them too. And I was just kind of upset about that, but doing better on it now. That's the only really new story I have on that. All right, everybody. So like I said, if I didn't get to your question, I apologize. I'm going to cut it a little bit short today. We're going to be meeting again on Friday, whatever the date is, the 31st. Is that the 31st? No, that's next Sunday, isn't it? Friday the 29th, and then also on Sunday the 21st, the 31st. So make sure that you're subscribed. You have all notifications turned on. Let me do an outro for our video, and then we'll meet on Friday. So hold on. Let me think. Okay, if you want to learn a lot more about piano, make sure you're subscribed. You have all notifications turned on because we have new lessons coming out all the time. You don't want to miss a beat. Make sure to check out this playlist of lessons and the other lessons around the channel. So thanks, everybody, for coming out today. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, everybody. Are you still gaming? I don't have time for it much anymore, says Rich. Yeah, not so much the last couple of weeks. I was there for a while. After my mom passed away, I started playing games a lot more because it just kind of helped me take my mind into a different place. But I haven't been playing the last couple weeks much at all. I still love it, but like you said, I have so much time for it at times. Davender, hello Tim, loving your vids. Glad to hear it, Davender. Hello Christopher, welcome. And then we got greetings from Spain from Ralph Flyer. All right, everybody, I'm going to cash out a little bit early today. Thank you so much for coming by. We're meeting again on Friday the 29th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check that out. We have a new lesson coming out, a Tuesday tip on Tuesday. Hey, go figure. So take a look for that. So thanks, everybody, for coming by. It's been your piano teacher, Tim. And I'll see you in the next lesson.